Niggas always claim to set blood ain't from the hood. Hell nah. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Oh, I live in the hood, ass nigga. Never got put on, always claiming the hood though. Oh, you fucking with the homegirl, but don't come to the hood with none of your damn homeboys. They don't get a pass. Had the little homies press they ass for your tattoos. Hey, your mama waking up to some bad news. The plug saying groove, I'm a dime. I was long Miller Ray, skinny nigga with the braid. Took a 2-man fade, I'm really from the hood. I took a fucking break to get my money right, but I was banging on the plane in the meeting with Jermaine. They like, poet, oh you bang? They forgot where I came from. I was gang banging when it wasn't fun. Homie doing life right now cause we don't play the fun. You ain't from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. So you ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to set blood ain't from the hood. Hell nah.
What is that? I'm ready to die. Looking at this fucking picture on the street.
Start fucking on niggas and throwing these niggas hood up. Ha, little dot dot. Heard you gave a homie head in the trap spot. Got a throwaway in the stash spot. Boy, you not real, like a Sasquatch. Boy, I'm so high, I'm seeing astronauts. Boy, I ball hard, I need a mascot. Oh, and Swahili, I'm a damu. My little cousin making paru. My nigga Uzi, he from Fire Deuce. Pad blows, I be hanging with some real whoops. Gang signs out the window when we drive coupes. Making money with some crips like it's 92. Banging on tracks, banging on tracks. Back in my days, it was banging on. You ain't from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to set blood ain't from the hood. Hell nah. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood.
Fuck Chris Brown, nigga. Pull up in the hood right now, nigga. Catch your fade, nigga. Fuck, nigga. Frogs.
You ain't from the hood.
Hey, special shout out. If y'all tired of me doing all these fucking videos, blame Tom. Blame Tom for sending me these fucking donations, right? If you're tired of these videos, right, don't blame me. Blame the people that donate to this channel. I don't want to hear shit. Don't complain, Black, you making too many videos. Black, you staying too long on the videos. Don't complain me. Blame Tom. It's Tom's fault. Tom stop donating, I'll stop making this video. If you people stop donating, I don't stop making these videos. It's not my fault. Don't blame me. Put that shit on Tom. It's not my fault. Tom, it's your fault. If somebody complain, write your complaints and send that shit to Tom. Don't send that shit to me. Tom fault. If you give all this racist shit on here that I've been doing about the white people and the black people and all that other shit, is Tom fault. Damn it. Tom knew I was going to do these videos. Tom could have stopped me at any fucking time he wanted to. Tom could have said, don't, Black. I told Tom before I made this video what I'm going to do. I said, Tom, I'm finna make Trump versus DeSantis. Tom said, don't do it, Black. Don't do it. I like DeSantis. I said, Tom, I'm not going to disrespect DeSantis. You're going to like it. You're going to like it, Tom. And Tom just said, LOL. Fuck you. Tom said, fuck me. He said, LOL. Fuck you. Tom, this is Tom's fault, right? Now, we're going to get into this, right? Now, I've been hearing all this shit about Donald Trump and DeSantis and Donald Trump and DeSantis. Now, DeSantis would be a stupid son of a bitch to run against Donald Trump. The great Donald Trump. He'd be a stupid son of a bitch. 160, where you at? 160 ain't up in here. The text one. Sergeant Mode up in here. Right? Now, I'm a Trump Republican. I'm not no damn DeSantis Republican, right? Most of the people up in here, we Trump Republicans, right? Florida got their own thing going on. Okay, that's cool, Florida. You got your own thing going on. But we Trump Republicans, right? And what the media don't know, right? And what the media forget, right? And with Fox News too, right? Because they're on there pumping that shit. Oh, DeSantis is great. DeSantis is the future, right? What these some of my bitches don't know is all DeSantis doing is riding on Donald Trump coattail because Donald Trump started this Hispanic voting shit, right? And this is the motherfucking things he get. Remember, Donald Trump one turned the Hispanics into the Republican Party. It wasn't DeSantis, right? And he just talking about Florida. Donald Trump got Hispanics in California, in Texas, and everywhere all across the map. You just talking about Florida, baby, right? So we finna get into it, how Donald Trump started this gangster shit, right? And Ron DeSantis just riding on his coattail. Riding. Did I unmute it? Oh, I didn't unmute it. See, I unmuted it. Right. Sitting at the dock of the bay. Let's go.
Hispanic Americans are one of the fastest growing voter groups in the country, and new data shows more Hispanic voters are supporting Republicans.
A sneak it in what's known as the 1% state, this was a 3-point win, a blowout.
Wait a minute, in Florida, it was a 1%. You heard that, Pittsburgh Rick? I wouldn't mind either Trump or DeSantis, right? We got to get Trump or DeSantis. I'm finna let you know, Pittsburgh Rick, why he ain't finna run against Donald Trump. He better not run against Donald Trump, right? He better not run, even though DeSantis, you don't want DeSantis right now. Trust me. Trust me, you don't want DeSantis. I'm finna show you why you don't want DeSantis right now, right? But you see this? Before, Ron DeSantis had a landslide victory. Guess what? Donald Trump had a landslide victory. It was a 1-point state. Donald Trump won Florida by 3 points.
Yes, it is always hard in Florida. There's no doubt about that. We fight hard in Florida, but it seems to be getting more and more red. But he's proven he's a true conservative, and that's what Florida was looking for. That's what a lot of the evangelical community was looking for. He fulfilled his promises, and he's been appreciated for that.
See what I mean, Pittsburgh Rick? See what I mean, Pittsburgh Rick? See that shit with Tom doing? Pittsburgh, you see that shit Tom doing? Huh, Pittsburgh Rick? You see how sneaky Tom is? He wouldn't make videos. He's trying to keep me in the house. You see how sneaky Tom trying to make me these videos, right? But you see the Hispanic Tom. I'm not gonna talk to Tom until Tom's satisfied. I'm not. Tell me when you're satisfied, Tom. When I do the DeSantis video, tell me when you're satisfied. Text me and say "fuck you." I'm satisfied. Text me and say "fuck you." I know when Tom texts me and say "fuck you," he's satisfied. And I tell y'all when Tom texts me and say "fuck you." But anyway, it's hard to win hard for a Republican to win in Florida by 1 point. Donald Trump won by 3 points, Tom.
It's an alarming shift for Democrats who have long relied on their backing. According to a Wall Street Journal poll, Hispanic voters were evenly divided when asked who they would vote for if former President Trump went up against President Biden in the 2024 election.
Right? It was 63%, right, when Joe Biden won just 2 years ago. It's 43% now. Donald Trump been out of office 2 years, right? And how did Donald Trump, right, support among Hispanics go up and Joe Biden go down and Donald Trump ain't been in office, huh? That's because the Hispanic community missed Donald Trump. Hey, Tom, I'm going to rename this video Hispanics for Trump.
The second thing is the average age of a Latino voter in America is just 27. So Latinos are coming of age much quicker than the average population. So what that means is there's lots of young Latinos who don't know Democrat or Republican, but they know of Donald Trump. They may have seen him on TV. They knew he was the president.
You hear that 160? I know 160. I know 160 in life. I know he not the president, but I know he white. I knew 160 was going to come in. What's up, 160? I'm finna let you know how Donald Trump started this how he started this Florida shit, right? How he started this Florida shit. It ain't Ron DeSantis. It was Donald Trump. You see all these Hispanics in Florida going for Donald Trump? They're not going for Ron DeSantis. They're going for Donald Trump. I don't say DeSantis. Ron DeSantis. They're going for Donald Trump. Hispanic for Trump.
The roots of Trump's victory here stretch right back to 2016. He's nurtured the big Latino vote ever since, a potent message of anti-socialism aimed at Cuban and Venezuelan Americans and beyond.
What? Why they not talking about Donald Trump? How Donald Trump got Hispanics and Trump Hispanics for Trump? He even got Hispanics for Trump in California.
In 2020, President Biden won 63% of Hispanic votes.
Thank you, Mr. President.
And this is why, right, before DeSantis right, was doing anything for Florida, right? Before DeSantis was stepped the foot in Florida doing anything, any kind of policy, anything, guess what? Donald Trump was holding town hall meeting with Trump, right? Hispanics were holding town hall meetings, and Trump asking them, what do y'all want? Huh? And they say, damn, we don't need nothing. We don't want nothing because you already gave us what we need. Before Joe Biden was doing all the fake ass, illegal PPE loans, trying to flood the money out and the economy out, Donald Trump was doing strategic PPE loans and giving the money to the right people, and the business was flourishing even while the Wuhan was going on. These people thanking Donald Trump for their business booming while the Wuhan was going on.
My name is Carolina Ferreiro, and I came from Havana, Cuba.
My name is Hiram Terrell. I'm a former banker from San Juan, Puerto Rico.
They all live in Florida.
In Central Florida for the last 20 years. I have 5 children. I have 4 grandkids.
And they all live in Florida, right? This was Donald Trump getting the Hispanic vote in Florida way before Ron DeSantis. Before it was Ron DeSantis, remember, these are Trump Hispanicans. These not no damn Ron DeSantis Hispanicans.
I run a family business, which is El Cilantrillo restaurant, you know, that I opened it with my wife, Diane, that is just...
I'm originally from the Dominican Republic, and I came here when I was 18 years old. And I know in my country, there's no way I could accomplish the things that I have accomplished here. There's a lot of division within our own Hispanic people, okay? Not here in America.
My name is Carla Salvatierra. I came from Nicaragua in 1987. I was 16 years old. I came with 2 sisters, no parents.
Why is all these immigrants talking to Donald Trump, right? Why is all these immigrants on stage with Donald Trump, right? You think the immigrants don't love Donald Trump? Huh? You think the immigrants don't love Donald Trump? The immigrants love Donald Trump.
I have to say also that as Colombian, I am American Colombian citizen. I was Deputy Secretary of Energy in Colombia.
And the opportunity from you and your staff to share during National Small Business Week my story. My name is Erica Benfield, and I'm a Puerto Rican moved stateside at just 6 years old.
First, I want to say it is an incredible honor to be here today. And thank you for listening to my story. I want to thank also Latinos for Trump.
Latinos for Trump in Florida. Wait, we finna get into the juicy part, right? We finna get into the juicy part. Why that Ron DeSantis will be a fool for messing with Donald Trump. I'm just letting you know, I'm just giving you the build up, right? This is the past. This is before Ron DeSantis was governor, right? This is before Donald Trump put his foot in the race and helped Ron DeSantis out, right? So people talking about how great of it, I'm gonna save that for when it come up. I'm gonna save that. I'm not gonna give that information right now. I'm gonna wait till it come up. Here we go. Let me get into it.
What they're doing in the state of Florida.
Like many of us on this panel, we came here for the American dream.
Big movement in Florida. We're all for you. To bring the Latino vote and to win the Latino vote in the state of Florida. So I want to thank you for listening to my story.
Wait, so when before Donald Trump, before it was Hispanics for DeSantis, it was Hispanics for Donald Trump. Them not DeSantis Hispanics. Them are Donald Trump Hispanics, Latinos. Them are not Ron DeSantis. Don't get it twisted.
The Democrats spent millions more campaigning here than Trump, but in this corner of the states, they were outmaneuvered.
Huh? They spent $1 million more than Donald Trump in Florida, and they was outmaneuvered. Huh? Donald Trump won Florida with less money. They spent 3 times more, a third less. Donald Trump still won it. Huh? Because guess what? Donald Trump is the king of the United States, and Florida is where he dwells.
President Trump's lavish Florida home, Mar-a-Lago, stands as a symbol of all he's achieved in his adopted home state. It's an extravagant footprint, his base, and it sends out a message. Florida is Trump country.
And I think around the country, this race was so close. This was not something that Biden or the Democrats really imagined. So I think they're going to have to figure out
why are they losing, this core group of Hispanics in particular that they really thought they had shored up?
You do make a lot of people, your people you're running against, the GOP, very nervous. They feel...
Before the election started, before Donald Trump ran for president, right? They were saying, hey, the Hispanic community hates you. Donald Trump say, I'm going to get the Hispanic community. I'm going to take the Hispanic community, right? Remember, this was before Donald Trump was president. They was like, how you going to do that? They thought he was lying. He's like, I'm going to get the Hispanic community. I'm going to get the black community. Promises made, promises kept.
You got to get Hispanics on the side of the GOP. They look at Mitt Romney, got 27% of the Hispanic vote.
That's right. He didn't appeal to them. I mean, and I understand why. He didn't appeal to a lot of people.
Get
it? He didn't appeal to conservative Republicans. If Republicans would have left their living room and gone out and vote, he would have won the election. People, for some reason, didn't dig Mitt Romney. Now, as far as...
You can get the Latino vote?
I'll tell you what. If the Republicans voted, Mitt Romney would have... No, he didn't energize anybody. I do energize. I think you say that. I do energize. I mean, you look at what's happening.
Look at what's happening. Donald Trump energized parades, people marching in the streets. You ain't never saw nobody march in the street for Ron DeSantis. Never, not even in Florida.
Huge crowds in New Hampshire.
Not only will I get everyone's smiling now, say, oh, he won't get the...
You hear everyone's smiling now. Everyone's smiling now talking about, I'm not going to get the Hispanic vote. You hear them? Everyone is smiling now. This is before he became president. Everyone is smiling now.
I will get more Latinos than anybody else. I have thousands of Latinos that work for me right now. And I'll tell you why I'm going to get them.
I have thousands of Latinos working for me. And I'll tell you why I'm going to get you. I'm going to get the Latino vote. Was he lying? They got Hispanics in the street. I love Donald Trump. They got Hispanics dancing in the street. Parades for Donald Trump.
I'm here to support our president. I think he's done a fine job despite the pandemic, despite it all. He's done an incredible job. He's bringing back the economy. He's brought back jobs. He's fixed our trade deals. He's caring about the American people where no other politician has cared, because Donald Trump is not a politician.
Because at the appropriate time, later on, probably after the primary situation is chosen, assuming I win, which I hope I do. I mean, I'm in it to win it. We'll see what happens. I'm going to have thousands of people that work for me standing up saying, we love Trump. And what I'm going to do for the Latinos is I'm going to be able to create jobs. I'm going to take jobs from China. I'm going to take jobs, from Mexico, from Japan, where they're sending in millions of automobiles all the time and we get nothing out of it. I'm going to take jobs back and bring them back into the country. And the Latinos are going to be able to work and make good money.
The Latinos are going to be able to work and make good money, especially the Latinos in Florida. Especially the Latinos in Florida. That's why they're holding a summit and a town hall meeting, thanking Donald Trump for helping them with their business, with their community, and helping them save money. You don't hear that under Joe Biden. You don't hear these people, these business owners, these small business owners talking about how Joe Biden saved their business. You don't hear that. You got plenty of people talking about the job Donald Trump done inside the Wuhan, not after it. Donald Trump done his job inside it. So imagine what he would have done after it if he would have still been president. If he'd done a hell of a job while people were still in it. You didn't hear people complaining. You didn't hear businesses shutting down, right? You heard people still getting money.
The core of the economy. But in my opinion, Mr. President, what you've done with the tax cuts for the small businesses have been the greatest achievement done in years.
I have to say first.
I thought Joe Biden said the tax cut only helped the rich. Well, these small business owners saying Donald Trump tax cut helped and saved their businesses. But Donald Trump, but Joe Biden say, oh, the tax cut only helped the rich. The tax cut was for the big corporations. Well, these small business owners said they was able to keep their business open under Donald Trump. How many people said they was able to keep their business open under Joe Biden? People suing because they wasn't able to keep their business open. These people say, hey, not only was I able to keep my business open during the COVID, right? I was able to grow. How you gonna grow during the Wuhan? Huh? Because of Donald Trump. That's how you grow during the Wuhan.
That our company really received a wonderful help, you see, from the central government. And it was not promises, it was true. Actually, the PPP program, the SBA program, you see, helped us a lot to keep our employees. And actually, we keep all our employees and we'll keep them if you stay now.
How many people under Joe Biden said they kept their whole employees, their whole staff, and was able to pay them a fair and decent wage, huh? People quitting, right? People can't find workers, right? They saying they got workers, they overpaying their workers in the Wuhan. While the Wuhan was happening. I didn't record the whole video because the whole video hour long, right? I just got this last part of the interview, and then we're gonna put some Desantis up in here, right? You know what I'm saying? But I'm just building up. This is way before Desantis, right? So when all this Fox News and all these fake news talking about the new blood and shit like that, this is Donald Trump shit. Donald Trump started this. He's the architecture of this, right? How you gonna say the architecture which brought more Hispanics, right, more blacks into the Republican Party than any time in the last 40 years? Look at the votes. You're gonna say he's not the future, or he's not going to be our president? Are we not supposed to support him because in Florida, right, they had a big victory, and we're not supposed to support Donald Trump, who have a history, right? We don't know how DeSantis going to be, but we know how Donald Trump's going to be, right? He have a history. Look, Donald Trump had Florida, right, so good, right, under Democratic rule, right, before your boy was governor, right? He had Florida so good. Anybody who would have been the government for Florida, all they had to do is come in and ride the wave. They didn't have to do shit for business. Donald Trump already set up the whole structure of it. They didn't have to do nothing. All they had to do is come in and follow Donald Trump's lead. I don't give a fuck if Timbuktu would have became governor of Florida. All you had to do was follow Donald Trump policies, and he would have been a great governor of Florida. I don't give a damn if Hunter Biden would have ran for Florida and he would have been the governor of Florida. All he had to do was smoke crack and kick back and follow Donald Trump policies, and he would have been a great governor. Y'all probably would have been talking about Hunter Biden for president, huh? If he was a governor of Florida, huh? Because Donald Trump made Florida and Texas and all these states so damn good, huh? Not just all these states. I'm talking about you get extra because Florida don't got state tax and all that shit, right? So you get extra love in Florida, right? So whoever was in Florida was going to benefit because Donald Trump was going to the land. Remember, Donald Trump was aiming at Florida. Why do you think all these Floridas, Latinos in the street for Donald Trump?
Let me say that.
A lot of people talk, but there hasn't really been tangible change, but the tax cut is real dollars that go into businesses to reinvest.
It saved every job, even our intern from the local college. Mr. President, I want to thank you personally because I feel that you've done more than what you promised. You say promises made, promises kept, but you did more than that for a business like mine.
For me, it means having a little extra cash in the bank at the end of the day to give bonuses to my guys because they deserve it. They deserve more than that, God knows that.
So we have 60 employees and have been able to keep them because of the PPP program. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
This is the Latino community in Florida. This is what I'm saying. All you have to do is go to Florida and ride down the Trump wave, right? Deal with a couple of catastrophes, right? Learn from Donald Trump because you got some training during the pandemic, right? You got some pandemic training, right? But just ride the wave of Donald Trump. Do everything Donald Trump was going to do, right? We finna get into it. We almost finished. We finna get in because the Santos finna start coming into the skit, right? I'm going to have to show you the difference between Donald Trump and the Santos and what fake news been talking about.
Like my grandfather, my family also taught me great work ethic. And with the moral support of my husband, back in 2008, I started my first brick and mortar business. 2008, you know that year, the crash.
And I hope people understand the importance of continuity. We have to keep this fight. We have to keep the tax reform and the help to small businesses for years to come. So.
You mean the tax reform Joe Biden trying to get rid of? You mean that tax reform? The one that Joe Biden says only for the rich? You mean that tax reform? We need to keep that one? Oh, Joe Biden said you can't keep that one.
This is Trump's nation.
Wait a minute. That's Florida you're talking about, right? We is talking about Florida. So Florida is not, it's maybe the Santos state, but it's Trump nation. Huh?
We have this. Voy a votar por Donald Trump. La buena vida por Donald Trump.
That's not the only start to my story. It goes back one generation back. My grandfather was a prisoner of war in Korea for 2 years, a Borinquenier. And when I saw what you and your administration did in returning the bodies to his comrades and others.
Remember Donald Trump was returning soldiers' bodies, right? That was left and stranded in other countries. Remember returning bodies, right? She said, I got to thank you for that. You was returning bodies, right? Put to my people in their country. Thank you for that. You're a hero.
Couldn't make it back on their own. It meant a lot to me. During the Obama administration, there were hardly any loans for a business like mine. I didn't qualify, but it was tough, but we did it. I had an intern and myself, and we started in less than 500 square feet. 12 years later, Florida Living Quarters, FLQ Interiors, thanks to you and your administration, qualified for our first SBA loan.
They're going to vote for me. And I'll tell you what, I will take them away from Hillary.
Okay.
Huh? They're going to vote for me. I'm going to take them away from Hillary. Did Donald Trump take them away from the Democrats? Y'all thought Donald Trump was playing? What promise Donald Trump made that he didn't keep? Right? They were saying the border wall was going to be racist. Donald Trump said, no, it's not. The Hispanics going to love me. I know the Hispanics. I deal with them all the time. You can't tell me shit. As a matter of fact, I'm going to build a wall and I'm still going to get more Hispanic votes because guess what? I'm going to give the Hispanics over here jobs. Huh? I'm going to get them tax breaks. I'm going to help them get businesses. He helped black people. I can make a black video like this. But just because they talk about the Hispanics in Florida, I want them to know who Florida support, who nation, who country is Florida. It's Trump country.
And now after your 3 years, or almost 4 years of presidency, we notice how everything is coming back right now.
Everything coming back right now, right? During the Wuhan, everything's still coming back under Donald Trump. Why everything leaving under Joe Biden and in the time when business is supposed to be shut down? Why? When we're supposed to be losing money? How was gas the cheapest? How was businesses booming more? How was employment better? How was wages better? How was all that better inside of the Wuhan than it is outside of the Wuhan?
Our businesses were booming, even right now with all these problems that we have with the COVID. We notice how many factories and businesses are calling us and they want to bring their business back to America.
Although we manufacture here in the USA and made in USA, we still, for the last 18 years, our company has depended on China for the components and for soft gels and gummies. This year, we're taking the leap and we're expanding our operations and we're bringing gummies and soft gels to our manufacturing facilities, so we no longer can depend on China.
Did you hear that? Huh? When you bring manufacturing back, did Donald Trump say, I'm going to get, look, Donald Trump said, look, you think about what Donald Trump said before he was president. He said, I'm going to get the jobs from China. I'm going to get the jobs from Mexico. I'm going to get the jobs from all these countries, and I'm going to bring it back. What these people saying right now, one of them saying, I don't have to fuck with China no more. One of them says she started her own manufacturing thing, right? So she can cut out the middleman. She ain't got to buy them from China no more, right? Or the people in the United States ain't got to buy them from China no more because she made enough money to open up her own, whatever the hell she talk about business, right? And now she's her own manufacturer, huh? Donald Trump bought the manufacturing jobs back, huh? And what do manufacturing mean? Jobs, jobs, jobs. Wait a minute. This was before DeSantis stepped a foot in the governor's office.
Doesn't end there. I signed an exclusivity to sell only American-made blind shades and shutters.
Huh? She made a deal, right, to only sell blinds and shutters that's made in America. Why? Because the people in America say, we rather buy America than buy China. And if you buy America, we're going to sign a contract with you. Huh? Donald Trump done that because guess what? The tax cuts that Joe Biden say, oh no, I'm going to get rid of them. The tax cuts she's talking about, huh? That these people talking about, it will save their business, will help them grow. Had you heard the key word? Had you heard the key? The same thing everybody been talking about? Hey, my business grew. That's the same thing all I'm talking about. Under your tax cut, I was able to get this manufactured. Under this tax cut, I was able to buy this. Under your tax cut, I was able to expand. That's what it's about. Because when you expand and you have manufacturing, what that means, jobs, 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 jobs. Ain't nothing that, oh, we're going to do the clean, green energy, and you're going to get these jobs, and we're going to get plenty of union jobs. No, these are private industries, right? Private sectors, and they creating jobs, right? Because tax breaks, and they're able to put money back in their business and expand, right? Jobs. Huh?
They said we don't want made in China. We want to be products. Yes.
They can send it on my Cash App. You can send it on Cash App, right? Lionel Harris, right? I'll put it up in a minute. Jobs.
Not every day, but every week, Mr. President, we receive calls from different companies that they want to say, we want our products made in USA. We don't care if we have to pay more, but we want to manufacture here.
You hear that? We don't care if we have to pay more. That's true Americans, right? Because when I was selling shirts, right, in Vegas, they say, look, long as the shirts are made in America, we're going to buy from you. You know what I'm saying? We don't want the shirts from China or none of that shit. We want shirts that are made in America. We don't care if it costs a little bit more. That's American shit, right? They invest in me because I'm American, right? So now this lady's saying, I don't have to buy from China because, right, I don't have to buy my parts from China, and the people I buy from, the parts I buy from are American made, right? And the people don't mind paying more, right? Instead of buying the cheap shit for China, right? Because we keeping it American. And what that mean? Manufacturing. And what that mean? Jobs.
I said no to China. I will not sell Chinese products.
Huh? She had the ability, right? She has the ability to say no to China, and she would not sell Chinese merchandise in her store. Look at all the stuff that Donald Trump done for Florida before Ron DeSantis even stepped foot in office and made a policy. Everything was all good. Look, think about this. Ron DeSantis got a surplus of money to spend. Why? Because when Donald Trump helped out the economy in Florida, the economy was doing so good, right? When they had money saved up, extra money to spend. So when Ron DeSantis get on there and say, I want to spend money on this, spend money on this, spend money on that, guess what? That's only the money he saved from the policies Donald Trump implemented that had the businesses booming during the Wuhan. Because you remember, during the Wuhan, Florida was still cracking before Ron DeSantis was even governor. Huh? It was still cracking.
So that's why we took the chance and we said, okay, let's add manufacturing, let's add sewing, let's add cutting. So we added more to our businesses. And now it's so much business that we're getting from overseas and also local business that we don't have enough, we have more demand than we can to hire people. Like we're lack of personnel right now.
Right. So when people say, "Hey," when people say, when people think manufacturing, they think in big companies and big factories, and no, most manufacturing jobs are little small time businesses like her that sell little small fabrics and makeups and make their own lotions, and you know what I'm saying. It's a small time businesses that are able to hire 5 or 6 people, right, and keep them on the payroll, right. It's not these big companies where you got to get a union, right, and some shit like that, right. It's not none of them companies. It's in small towns like Nebraska and places like in Wyoming and shit like that where you see a bottle, right. You see a bottle and you see at the bottom of the bottle it say made in such and such North Carolina or made in such and such Tennessee, right? It's the small things, right? A little couch cushion or something like that, right? It's the manufacturing. Some things are handmade and it may cost extra money, but it's the small business, the manufacturing, right? When you try to put money for the big manufacturing, right, you ain't getting them jobs back. You're only going to get the small manufacturing jobs if people are able to invest in their private sector, invest in their private industry, and able to manufacture more stuff and manufacture more product, right? Now you can't get the product, right? And you got to let people go because you can't get the product, and the product you get is extra, right? And you can't get it for a long time, and now you got to sell it more, and the people you got to sell it to, they got less money, right? This is all happening right now. Donald Trump, it was less. The cost was cheaper, right? Production was higher, right? Everything was higher under Joe Biden's supply chain, right? The same people who probably got these businesses right now, right? If they got a restaurant, they can't get the food, and if they get the food is skyrocket high, right? If she got a little oil business, right, she can't get her ingredients in time because her ingredients take instead of a week now, it takes 6 weeks to get, and then when you get them, you only can get a certain amount. You can't get the 6 ounces no more. You got to get 3 ounces because the limit on how many you can get. And guess what? Now the small businesses, now the private sector got to get the firing people because guess what? They can't sell the products. Huh? You see the difference? Huh? It's simple.
This is the hat made by Colombian artisans. As you see, it's from 2020. This is our symbol out there. I will working for you in the campaign and getting you re-elected. This is made by hand. It could be folded. You can put it in your pocket. It falls back again. We're honored if you accept it, Mr. President, and Trump 4 more years.
For Donald Trump.
Coming from Cuba, we all know what communism and socialism looks like. And obviously, Fidel Castro was our quote-unquote, our president, our dictator, whatever you want to call it. And our country is still it's still in communism. Honestly, that's not going to change.
The reason why Hispanics was preaching, right, and Donald Trump gonna say it, right, the only reason why people are even talking about Hispanics is because Donald Trump. Think about it. They wasn't talking about getting the Hispanic vote before the Republicans wasn't talking about getting the Hispanic vote before Donald Trump because they thought they couldn't get it. They thought it belonged to the Democrats. You never heard a Republican talking about, hey, we're going to steal the Hispanic vote. We're going to get the Latino vote. They didn't even go to promote in Latino communities. Donald Trump was the first one to say, hey, I'm going to get the Latino vote. Donald Trump was the first one to Latinos say, hey, I support Donald Trump. They didn't support George Bush. They didn't support Bill Clinton. They didn't support Hillary Clinton. Right? You don't see none of that shit out there. The only, and they was Democrats, right? But they didn't support Jeb Bush, huh? They didn't, Cruz. They didn't support none of them. The only person they supported was Donald fucking Trump. Huh? Before Donald Trump is the first president that went after the Hispanic community, right? Donald Trump is the only reason why the Democrats are even talking about the Hispanic community. Oh, we got to get them back. Oh, they leaving us and shit like that. The Democrats wasn't just concerned about the Hispanic community. Now the Democrats is talking about the Hispanics more than the blacks. And I told you that shit was going to happen. I told you when the Hispanics get fed up with this shit and they leave, right? Right? And the blacks be left behind, you're going to hear the Democrats going after the Hispanics more than they're going after the blacks. Now look at the news. You don't hear no Democrats talking about, oh, the black vote pushed us over. Oh, the black vote done this. They talking about the Hispanic vote. Huh? Democrats ain't caring about no niggas no more. You ain't hear them you don't even hear Stacey Abrams talking about niggas no more. They don't care about you. They talking about the Hispanic vote. Because it's more of them. And if they leave, guess what? They don't give. If they leave, it's over. I mean, they was holding on for blacks for a little while because they thought they had blacks and Hispanics on lock. Now, if the blacks leave, the Democrats gonna be totally fucked up. Totally fucked up. But the blacks want to stay on the plantation, right? They want to stay there with the old kumbaya and all that other shit, right? Black people. Listen to what I'm saying. When the last time Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, anytime got on here talking about a nigga or a black person, they talking about democracy, right? They talking about democracy this, democracy that, and now all of a sudden they want to talk about the Hispanic vote. They ain't been talking about it. Why? Because of Donald Trump.
But very long time. But we know what it looks like. We know fake promises when somebody says it, and Joe Biden is basically giving us fake promises.
Young GOP star Desantis romps.
Now we finna get into the Santos. Right? Now I'm finna show you why the Santos can't mess with Donald Trump, and it's not nothing mean, right? It's just politics. Right? And the Santos need to be quiet when he's talking about Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is the king of this, right? And Donald Trump made the Santos, right? The Santos wasn't nobody before he started messing with Donald Trump. He had no name. He was a nobody. Who you think? See, the Santos need to be more grateful, like Donald Trump said. Who you think made you, nigga? I made you.
To victory in Florida. It's called The Future. People love him. They just love him in Florida.
In Florida, they love Donald Trump in Florida too, right? I want y'all to sing this song with me. I want to vote for Donald Trump, right? I want y'all to sing it with me. Sing it on beat. The Hispanics going to be doing the beat. I want to vote for Donald Trump. This is in Florida. I want to vote for Donald Trump.
I will vote.
Oh yeah, for Donald Trump. Sing it. I will vote for Donald Trump.
Everybody, I promise you, in the very next very, very, very short period of time, you're going to be so happy, okay?
Are you going to be happy? You're going to be happy because Donald Trump is going to become the savior again. He coming to save us, right? But they say MAGA voters stand by Trump, reject DeSantis for 2024, right? You damn right, MAGA voters, because it's not DeSantis. It's not. Ain't no niggas. What DeSantis catchphrase is? Make Florida great again. What his catchphrase is? We are MAGA Republicans. We ain't falling out for no because Florida won. Because this nigga done a good job on a hurricane. We not finna do that. And the cold thing about it, right? Look, this is the cold thing about it. This is how I switch up. Why is Fox News pumping up DeSantis, right? And all these other channels saying, hey, DeSantis can't fuck with Donald Trump. Think about this, right? Fox News is saying, oh, DeSantis is the next, is the future and all that sort of shit, right? Fox News is saying this. But you got all these other channels like, man, Donald Trump is not to be fucked with. DeSantis can't fuck with Donald Trump. DeSantis better sit down and shut his ass up. Why is all these other news channels saying that and Fox News is pumping up DeSantis? Tell me, y'all. Don't that seem a little weird to y'all? Look at the conversation of these other newscasters, right? Some of them trying to pump it up, right? But look how they pump it up and say, hey, he had a good run, but he can't fuck with Donald Trump. I don't understand. How is all these fake news saying this shit and Fox News not saying it? Hold on, listen to this shit.
One Fox contributor, Joe Concha, wrote this op-ed for Fox. Trump is the past, DeSantis is the future.
Donald Trump invited some 200 supporters to Mar-a-Lago for what was expected to be an election night victory celebration and a prelude to another presidential campaign. As his most high-profile candidate started to go down, he tried to declare victory anyway.
This has been a very exciting night.
But in state after state, candidates' losses. Sources say Trump blamed his aides. He blamed Fox News host Sean Hannity and even blamed his wife Melania.
Who sent me a cash app? James Wolf. James Wolf sent me a cash app. Good looking out, James Wolf. Belinda, was that Purser? Good looking out the donation party. Was that Belinda Purser, my bad. Belinda Purser. Good looking out the donation. Did you say anything up in here, right? For being my brown-eyed soul brother, James Wolf. Brown-eyed soul brother. Did you say anything, Belinda? No, Belinda didn't say anything. Good looking on the donation. And also, Ellen Kobe, good looking on the cash app. But you see this? I want you, Belinda, James Wolf, I want you to sing it with me, right? I will vote for Donald Trump. Go ahead and sing it with me for that donation. You ready, Belinda? You ready, James? I will vote for Donald Trump.
1, 2, 3, go. Oh my God, I will vote.
Oh, sing it. Everybody. I will vote for Donald Trump. Uh-oh, somebody send me some money. Oh, I will vote.
I will vote.
For Donald Trump.
The people of Florida are going to re-elect the wonderful, the great friend of mine, Marco Rubio, to the United States Senate.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me why the fake news ain't talking about this, right? Donald Trump endorsed everybody who won in Florida. You talking about, oh, Florida was a red sweep and a red wave and all this old shit. Well, Donald Trump endorsed every one of them candidates in Florida. And guess what? He came to Florida, had a rally for Marco Rubio, and everybody who got elected in Florida was at this rally. So why they don't talk about this? Why ain't nobody talking about this? Donald Trump, when he say, look at my record, I endorsed everybody in Florida. They was at my rally. I called them out. They came on stage. I said vote for him. But the only person there wasn't there was Ron DeSantis. But everybody else from Florida that got voted in and won was there. But you don't hear fake news talking about that. They'll say, oh, Ron DeSantis and everybody else wanted Ron DeSantis won and Rubio and all this other shit won. Well, Donald Trump endorsed them. that don't count. He held a rally for him. That don't count. right? They was wearing Trump hats. They wasn't wearing Rubio hats. They wasn't wearing the Santos hats. They was wearing Trump hats. That don't count for nothing.
And you're going to re-elect Ron DeSantis as your governor.
And on the Republican side, former President Trump under fire after a bad night for him. John Carhill to talk about that.
Look, George, as Republican hopes for a big red wave fade away, the question is whether or not the party is finally ready to move on from Donald Trump.
Is it we ready to move on from Donald Trump? Who the hell are they talking about fit to move on from Donald Trump? We're MAGA Republicans, right? Because you see how they say that Santos won? Now everybody's supposed to be moving from Donald Trump. The whole MAGA movement is going to change because DeSantis won the state. Huh? Everybody done turned MAGA. Everybody done went to the march. Everybody done went to the parades. Everybody bought the merchandise. Right? We all going to say we're going to switch our vote to DeSantis, right? Because he won Florida. Oh, everybody, it's a big new leader. He's the future. He won Florida by a big deal. Oh, we better watch out for Florida. We better watch out. There's going to be a new president. He's going to take on Donald Trump.
And you're going to elect an incredible slate of true MAGA warriors to Congress, many of whom are here right now.
Many are here right now. Many of them are here right now. He brought some of them on stage for a quick little speech. Hey, such and such. Hey, vote, vote. All this other shit. You saw the rally. So why he said vote DeSantis. He didn't hate. He said I voted for DeSantis. He didn't hate on DeSantis during the election, but they trying to say, oh, Donald Trump is under pressure. Or Donald Trump finna lose his crown. Donald Trump is not the king of the Republican Party no more.
Donald Trump this morning facing a disappointing performance from the candidates he backed in key battlegrounds and criticism from some Republicans. Another GOP star now putting pressure on the former president.
Another GOP star now putting pressure on the president. Huh? You see how they trying to start the beef? Did you see how they trying to say DeSantis is a new coming up star trying to take the king's crown? Right? What have DeSantis done? That's what I'm saying. What have DeSantis done? Because anybody name what DeSantis done? Nope. Right? Because you set more policies as a senator than you do a governor. You a governor. You ask for money and you disperse it. That's why you're asking Joe Biden for money and you dispersed it. Hey, give me the federal money. We need this, that. You don't do that. You don't sign no policy saying this, that against you. You don't do no. What have you done? You was a senator before, remember?
I'm thrilled to introduce the next governor of Florida, a great gentleman, Ron DeSantis.
Huh? Ron DeSantis. Remember, when I boosted, Ron DeSantis wasn't even going to win Florida. He was behind in Florida, right? He was behind. The only reason he got that opportunity was none other than Donald J. Trump. The only reason DeSantis got to become governor, because if anybody would have got that job, Florida was doing so good with their economics under Donald Trump, they would have had an easy job. I'm telling you, Hunter Biden could have done that job and been excellent. And we would have been talking about Hunter Biden versus Trump right now. Huh? His father won. You know what I'm saying? With father and Trump went against each other, now Hunter Biden fit to go against it because Florida is so good. Huh? Hunter was there and rode the wave. We don't even know what the hell he done. We don't know if the Florida like we know that everybody that was black didn't vote for Joe Biden. All women didn't vote for Joe Biden, right? Some of them voted for Kamala Harris. We know a lot of people didn't vote for Joe Biden. They voted against Donald Trump, right? So how do we know, right, out of all these DeSantis voters, right, how many of them are Trump voters, right? Only voted with the card because guess what? They ride with Donald Trump and they ride with the Republican Party, right? You can't say, oh, it's a large number of Hispanics leaving the Democratic Party and coming over to the Republican Party, right? Then you get shocked when we win by a big number? No. You motherfuckers been announcing how many how many Hispanics and Latinos have been leaving the Democratic Party for the last 2 years. Now all of a sudden he got a big number. No. They was going to vote Republican anyway. Come on, man. Them are the Trump supporters, right? Them are the Republicans that Trump turned. Them ain't the ones that DeSantis turned. They like his policies, right? They like what he did for the state, but they can't say shit he done for the country. They can only imagine. But they know what Donald Trump can do. You ain't got to imagine.
When Ron DeSantis first ran for governor of Florida and was locked in a tough GOP primary, it was Donald Trump who gave him a boost.
You really think the hardcore MAGA is going to abandon Trump or DeSantis? They're not.
Huh? It was Donald Trump that gave him a boost. You think a hardcore MAGA is going to support or leave Donald Trump for Ron DeSantis? They're not. They're not.
She's right, by the way, that DeSantis largely does owe his governorship to former President Trump.
Ron is a person, I've always had a decent relationship with him, but when I endorsed him, he was gone. He was not going to be able to even be a factor in the race.
Most Floridians thought Adam Putnam was he was kind of the establishment choice for governor. The Trump boost brought DeSantis to where he was. He was able to win.
They didn't want to hear that. You hear fake news? Huh? Why ain't Fox saying this? Why ain't Fox like it's good and shit, right? Everything is good, but Ron DeSantis ain't the people y'all think the person y'all think he is. Donald Trump made him, huh? Don't get it twisted. That's the Donald Trump puppy. Don't get it twisted. Thinking Ron DeSantis is this great person. I made DeSantis, and when DeSantis was in the governor's house for his first 2 years, I helped DeSantis. I got him what he wanted. I gave him the shit. I was his daddy. Don't get it twisted. I was DeSantis' daddy. Y'all don't remember that shit? He was kissing my ass.
I endorsed Ron, and after I endorsed him, he took off like a rocket ship.
After that endorsement, DeSantis really leaned in to Trump's support.
I've known him since he was in the House, and while a very smart man, highly educated, he was kind of a backbench House member.
Huh? What? What? He was a backbench House member. Huh? What do you mean? He was a backbench House member. Nobody knew who the fuck he was. Until the great one. Who is Ron DeSantis? She said the nigga was going to lose. She said he was going to lose. Why is CNN saying this? And Fox News not saying this. Shouldn't Fox News be saying the truth about DeSantis instead of lying on him or lying for him? Huh? This lady said I was in the house with him. This is CNN, right? And it's not going to be this lady. It's going to be also this lady. This is why he ain't saying nothing, because he know that these females right. I ain't going to call them bitches, right, because they're speaking the truth. If they've been hating on Donald Trump, I ought to call them some bitches, right? But these young ladies, these young, beautiful ladies on CNN, right, just for today, right, they telling the truth. Why are they talking about Ron DeSantis versus Donald Trump? DeSantis will get destroyed, right? But Fox News got all these other people, and they make it drop it. Joe Contrin and all these people coming on like, oh, it's gonna be new blood. DeSantis, the future. Look at what DeSantis did in Florida. It's new. Come on, what'd he do? What'd he do? We can't name shit he done. He got a large Hispanic vote, right? Because they said on the news all the time, we're losing the Hispanic vote. Look at this, the Hispanic are losing. Look at Joe Biden, this, right? Then all of a sudden they get shocked, right? When the Republican beat a Democrat by a large amount. Why the fuck are you so shocked? It was supposed to happen if the Hispanics are moving towards the Republican Party, fool.
who seemed like a long shot to be governor.
Then he ran, and he wasn't supposed to be able to win. I did 2 rallies. We had 52,000 people each one, and we ended up, he won.
Did you hear her? She said he was a long shot to win governor. Right? Everybody know that Santos was a long shot to be governor. You gonna trust him to be president? Huh? You gonna trust him to be president? And Donald Trump is the one that made him the governor? The first 2 years, he was doing everything Donald Trump told him to do. He was following Donald Trump policy. Remember, they were like, the Santos is like a little Donald Trump. They ought to run together. Right? Now the Santos won't say, hey, I'm not going to run against Trump. That's all Donald Trump told him to say. Like, hey, man, to say, you're not going to run against me. That's all. They can't cut this shit out because everybody think you 48 years old. Right? Or 46, right? You got plenty of time. Let me go ahead and get this one in. You can get up under me. You know what I'm saying? I can bring you in. I can school you. I can educate you. Go there and handle Florida for a couple of more years. But let me do my thing. Right? And you still young. Get this game. Right? And DeSantis, if he was really smart, he'll do that. He'll say, you know what? I'm finna sit back and I'm finna get this game. I'm finna, because I'm young. I'm the future. I could be the future of politics, right? I'm still young. I could be president in my 50s. And after I'm president, I have a whole long life ahead of me, right? That I can live. I can do this, make money, sell books, retire, live the life, right? But if you go against Donald Trump, you are out of politics for good. Ask Jeb Bush. Ask the fucking, what does he call the family? The Cheney family. As a couple of families that Donald Trump destroyed their career. You don't hear about the Bushes no more. You don't hear about Donald Trump destroys careers. So you shouldn't fucking do it. Don't try it. Leave Donald Trump the hell alone. For your own good. If you want to survive the rest of your life, right? Do not do it because your career will be over in 2 years permanently.
Within Republican circles, elected Republicans would love it to be candidate Ron DeSantis. He's, Trump with not as much of the bluster, less drama, more serious. But the MAGA base is always going to be with Trump.
Huh? Did you hear that? Everybody already compared him to Trump with less this, and he could have groomed himself up under Trump, right? You know what kind of power DeSantis would have had if he said, you know what, Trump, I'm going to let you go ahead, right? And I'm going to let you be president, and I'm going to learn from you, right? So after you run for president, then I'm going to throw my hat in, right? Because I have experience, I have knowledge, and I'm going to keep this MAGA movement growing, right? But if DeSantis become president, the MAGA movement is dead. Think about it. The MAGA movement is dead. Even if you become president, people vote for you, but ain't nobody gonna be fighting for freedom and rights in America like they're doing under Donald Trump. People have passion for Donald Trump. People are passionate about Donald Trump. I don't think we can get that passionate for Ron DeSantis. I know I can. I don't give a fuck what kind of president Ron DeSantis will be. I don't think I can get as passionate for Ron DeSantis as I do for Donald Trump. Right? Even now, if somebody disrespect Ron DeSantis, I'll be like, oh, that's fucked up. I'll laugh. I know that Ron DeSantis won't get him back. Right? I don't have no emotional attachment. But if somebody disrespect Donald Trump, I get mad and got to make a video and tear their ass up. It's an emotional attachment. I don't have that emotion with Ron DeSantis. Right? And America don't.
We not only won election, we have rewritten the political map.
Right? We have, right? And you don't give no credit to Donald Trump for starting this shit. You don't get no credit for Donald Trump for giving a head start, for getting you in the game. And before you even got in the game, the Hispanics was already switching parties. You don't give Donald Trump no credit. Talking about we done it. Now the Santos want all the damn credit. He want all the credit because if he wanted to give Donald Trump the credit, right? For helping him become governor, right? To be in his position, right? To run for governor again. He didn't thank him for that. And he didn't thank him for starting off with having the Hispanic vote in the Hispanic community turn Republican. You don't get no props for that. Oh, we done this. Think about this. He already knew the Hispanic community was on lock. He didn't ask for no donations, right? He was out there campaigning for the Colorado senator, which nobody talk about that, right? Who got slaughtered, right? Nobody talk about that, right? But he was campaigning because he knew he had Florida on lock because guess what? He had done a hell of a good job because the shit that was already left behind. He didn't have to campaign. They didn't have to put no money in Florida. He didn't have to run commercials and all that old shit. He had to do a debate and say, fuck it. He knew he was going to win. Everybody knew it. He wasn't worried.
The ongoing drama between Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis seems to be heating up. And in a recent interview with a reporter by the name of Alex Leary, Trump seemed to issue some threats toward Ron DeSantis.
But the reality is for Trump, I mean, if he, look, you saw, I mean, that was giving me flashbacks, I don't know about you guys, to those debate stages that we saw in 2015 where it's Donald Trump in the center, kind of knocking out Republican candidate after Republican candidate one at a time.
Flying from Ohio to Florida aboard his remodeled Boeing 757, Trump caught a glimpse of himself on television. A fine-looking young man, a fine-looking candidate, he quipped to a handful of reporters. Then he saw another potential 2024 presidential contender. There's our competitor. He's a fine guy, Mr. Trump said Monday night. He was talking about Ron DeSantis.
Right, and he would read these polls. He not picking on Ron DeSantis, right? What he's saying is, Ron DeSantis, just go ahead and say you're not going to run. And I can stop this shit and concentrate on something else. Because right now, you in the way. Everybody having this problems like, is he going to run? Is he not going to run? Is he going to do this? You can stop this shit by saying you're not going to run, right? So since you ain't going to stop this shit and you're a personal threat now, because you're not saying you're a personal friend, I got to not attack you, but I got to point shit out, right? And Donald Trump not trying to be mean. All he asking Ron DeSantis to do is say you're not going to run against me. They asked him in a debate, right? Even though Ron DeSantis played it smart and he wasn't supposed to answer the question, right? But he still could have been like, no, I'm not going to run against Donald Trump. I'm not going to do this if Donald Trump run, right? But he used to say that. Remember Ron DeSantis like, nah, I'm not going to run against Donald Trump, right? He used to bluntly say that. He don't say that no more, right? And that's like, if you my partner and I'm the head such and such and I'm the head such and such, right? And say I'm the head comedian at this club, and you know I got a couple of more years, and you be like, hey man, just don't try to, take my spot, you know what I'm saying? Learn from me. Let me educate you. And then you go out in public and you won't denounce it. And it's like, oh, is you black homeboy? Oh yeah, I don't want to talk about that right now. What do you mean? Are you messing with black or not? You black homie or not? I want to talk about something different. I just want to talk about such and such. Right? When you can easily say no. So Ron DeSantis is bringing this shit on himself. Right? So don't blame Donald Trump. Right? Don't get mad when he get nasty and expose DeSantis, because DeSantis could have been stopped this shit and said, I'm not going to run against Donald Trump like he used to.
Winning big in the Republican Party for the nomination like nobody's ever seen before. Let's see, there it is, Trump at 71, Ron DeSanctimonious at 10%.
We were laughing about Ron DeSanctimonious because the thing that Trump can do better than anyone in the context of a pure political campaign is sense weakness, identify it, and convince people that it's true.
So that's why I'm telling Ron DeSantis, right? Don't mess with Donald Trump, right? If you Ron DeSantis fan, you better tell him, hey, Ron DeSantis, we know you want to be president, but right now ain't the time, because MAGA is sticking behind Donald Trump because we got some unfinished business, right? You may win in Florida, right? But you a primary in Florida, but you're not gonna win nowhere else. The people love Donald Trump, and we got some unfinished business we gotta have. Unfinished business, and you can't be part of it. sorry, it's nothing against you. We love you. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you can learn from Trump and come back in 2028 or something like that. But right now, it's not the time. But he won't do that. And Trump got to go after him.
And so far, seems like he's being super cordial, right? That's about to change. He says, quote, I don't know that he's running. I think if he runs, he could hurt himself very badly. I think he would be making a mistake. I think the base would not like it.
In an interview before the midterm results, Mr. Trump straddling the fence.
I think if they win, I should get all the credit, and if they lose, I should not be blamed at all.
But
you see how they made that seem like he was being honest and he was just joking. You can see the smile on his face after that, but they cut that out. And so when the viewers see this, they think Donald Trump is being arrogant, but he was just joking and being sarcastic, right? He was joking and being sarcastic. If I lose, they lose, it's their fault. But if I win, but the news switched it up and played this clip and twisted it so many ways. But everybody who watched it and everybody know Donald Trump was fucking joking, right?
That's not how some Republicans feel.
This is a time that Donald Trump is no doubt in the rearview mirror.
But let me just say, Trump has been compared to like a mob boss many times before. I think that this interview really crystallizes that point. He added this strange threat. If he runs, meaning DeSantis, if he runs, he runs. If he did run, I will tell you things about him that won't be very flattering. I know more about him than anybody other than perhaps his wife, who is really running his campaign.
Huh? You don't think Donald Trump knows shit about Ron DeSantis? Huh? You don't think Donald Trump probably got his ass in that Oval Office and like, man, if you want me to support you, I need to know some shit about you. I need to run a background check on you. You know what I'm saying? And Donald Trump, listen to what I'm saying. Donald Trump built DeSantis. DeSantis didn't have no personality. He didn't have no policies. He didn't have shit. Donald Trump built him. Remember, Donald Trump used to bring him into the Oval Office. Everybody thought he was little Donald Trump. Where did all that go? Come on, DeSantis, you good, but you can't do this. You're gonna have to get exposed if you do this. Go ahead and say you're gonna get up out the fight, right? Because you used to be on Donald Trump's ass. Like you say, hey, I know more than you about your wife. That's why I'm telling you, politics is not fair. You see how people get on that debate stage and they bring up the dirty and the low and all that shit. You don't want to do this. I don't know if it's family secrets or what Donald Trump got on him, right? But DeSantis don't want to take this fade on, right? Because politics are dirty and Donald Trump don't play fair, right? You don't want the country, whatever Donald Trump got on you or whatever Donald Trump can say about you, you don't want the country to know that about you. Because what Donald Trump does is he take information and he destroy careers.
Build the wall.
He's teaching Madison to talk.
Make America.
Huh? Remember, this is DeSantis, right? When he was running for governor, this was DeSantis. He wasn't running on his policies. He was running on Make America Great. What happened to Make America Great again, Mr. Ron DeSantis? The same thing that got you in the office. What happened to you you ain't got to support Donald Trump. But what happened to supporting Making America Great Again? You was part of MAGA. Ron DeSantis was part of MAGA, him and his damn wife. Huh? You teaching your daughter how to build a wall. You teaching your daughter Trump. You was part of MAGA. Hold on, let me wind this a little bit.
If he did run, I will tell you things about him that won't be very flattering. I know more about him than anybody other than perhaps his wife, who is really running his campaign.
Build the wall.
He's teaching Madison to talk.
Make America great again.
DeSantis went on to win that 2018 primary by 20 points.
And I mean, he's already talking about DeSantis' wife. So DeSantis is inches away from buckling, getting on his knees, and starting to do the Cruz / Lindsey Graham, bootlicking maneuvers. Nope, I was right. He's going to bully DeSantis out of the race.
Look, He gonna bully DeSantis out of the race. Remember, DeSantis was making America great. That's how he became governor. That's why people supporting him, because people thought he was with the Make America Great agenda. So when all them Latinos was in Florida celebrating and dancing, right? They was dancing for the Donald Trump Make America Great Again. They was wearing MAGA hats, Donald Trump hats. You was with the agenda. When the last time you heard Ron DeSantis, right, say Make America Great Again? And I'm not going against Ron DeSantis. I'll support Ron DeSantis, but I don't support him over Donald Trump. I love Tim Scott, but I don't support Tim Scott over Donald Trump. Right? This video is not to have nobody lose support over Ron DeSantis, or not to throw Ron DeSantis in a bag, or you know what I'm saying, or not to defame him or anything like that, because we need Ron DeSantis. Right? But Ron DeSantis got to know his role. He got to know his place when it comes to the law of order. Right? And because you're not in order and you trying to be out of order, the law is coming to get your ass. Now, why is fake news and all these other channels saying, hey, Donald Trump is not to be fucked with? But Fox News can't say it.
DeSantis is way too scared to run against him.
And as soon as I endorsed him, within moments, the race was over.
I'd like to thank our president for standing by me.
Their alliance was at times very public.
Huh? I want to thank. What happened to that? What happened to you want to thank Donald Trump? Donald Trump ain't never left you. Donald Trump did never leave Ron DeSantis' side, right? Until Ron DeSantis started saying he was going to run for president. He wouldn't deny he was going to run for president. Donald Trump ain't never left his side. Always treated Ron DeSantis great. Always promoted him. Always helped him out. Gave him what he want. Brought him to the White House, right? Policed him up, supported him, said his name, came to his rallies, right? All he wants you to say is, hey, you're not going to run against me. Ron DeSantis can't even say that. This is what all the beef is about.
He is strong in the sense that Republican voters emotionally are very, very attached to Donald Trump.
I got him the nomination. He didn't get it. I got it. Because the minute I made that endorsement, he got it.
Retiring GOP Senator Pat Toomey telling the Philadelphia Inquirer election night was a terrible night for Donald Trump and an excellent night for Governor DeSantis.
Once you're up on that debate stage, do you have the charisma to kind of overwhelm Trump and how good he is at connecting with right-wing voters with his rhetoric, with his insults toward the other candidates running against him? Trump has this ability to just kind of slap down anyone, including incredibly strong contenders for the Republican ticket.
Why is, you think about this, why is fake news, is CNN saying this, and Fox News not saying this? You got the Republicans saying, oh man, we don't know. These are not the Trump Republicans. These are not the MAGA Republicans. These are these other Republicans, right? These moderate Republicans, right? These old, whatever, I guess, I don't know who kind of Republicans, right? But who is saying that Ron DeSantis can mess with Donald Trump? Fake news know it. Right? If you like this video, you can go ahead and send a donation if you want to. The Cash App and the PayPal is at the top, right? Or you can do this little thing. But fake news know Ron DeSantis can't mess with Donald Trump. But they keep on promoting it, right? And the only thing they're going to do, if Ron DeSantis don't say, I'm not running against him, you're going to keep these people speculating, you're going to keep these people talking, you're going to keep these people comparing, and you're going to keep the party apart, right? Just go ahead and say it, because you can't fuck with him. Because if you do it, Donald Trump is going to destroy your career. He already saying it. He already started. Even fake news saying Donald Trump will destroy your career.
I mean, that it's just the notion that they would go with him when so many of them feel like Trump was denied the last election, which of course he wasn't, but they think it was stolen from him. So I expected this was going to come at some time. I think the hits are going to keep coming from Mar-a-Lago against the governor. And I don't think that, some pushback from elected Republicans is going to do much to stop it.
But Ron DeSantis can stop it. Ron DeSantis can stop the hits. He can stop the division. He can stop all the guessing. He can stop all the fake news saying, oh, he's a better candidate. Oh, he's going to, if he go up against him, oh, he's one. He can stop all of that shit by saying, I'm not going to run. He didn't say it in the debate. He didn't say it was asking questions. So what did that mean to Donald Trump? That means I'm going to have to face you, right? I got to face you to get elected. I have to face you in a debate. So if you're not going to say nothing, you're my enemy now. You're my opponent now. So why not going to destroy you? I got to destroy you before I destroy Joe Biden. Right? So if you're not going to say nothing, I might well start right now. We all know politics is dirty. Right? We all know politics is dirty. But Ron DeSantis trying to be the innocent man, and hey, I'm not doing nothing, I'm not gonna say nothing, and I don't get down like that, right? You putting yourself farther and farther in the hole because Trump is coming after you, and he asking you just to say, hey, don't run, right? Because you're disrespectful. I gave you your spot, I promoted you, right? I helped you become governor again, right? I started this shit in your state. Most of them people over there is mine, and you can't give me a thank you? Okay.
So, because the reality is, it's the Republican machine versus MAGA. Because MAGA Trump is their daddy. So DeSantis is like nice. Maybe he's a nice brother to have, and you kind of like your brother. But at the end of the day, you got some sibling rivalry, etc. And daddy's daddy, the Messiah is the Messiah. So do not count Trump out. If they actually go head to head, his zombie army will rise.
Say what zombie army will rise. The MAGA army will rise. It's not no MAGA army. We are MAGA Republicans, but we're still Republicans, and we still support Donald Trump, right? And after Donald Trump, we will support Ron DeSantis, right? But right now, we got unfinished business with Donald Trump inside of that White House. Everybody knows that. Everybody know he got unfinished business. Everybody know he got to finish what he started. I mean, we wish he was halfway done and had 2 years left on his term right now, so this country would have been in a whole better place. So whoever would have been president after this could have just kept on doing what Donald Trump was doing. Unlike Joe Biden, try to cut out every Trump policy that benefited the country, and now look what shape we in. Right? The Santos need to sit on back and let Donald Trump, right, concentrate on the Democrats. Concentrate on Joe Biden, right? Because that means Donald Trump got 2 years to go after whoever running for the president on the Democratic side. He can go after all of them. But if he know he got to stop and in the middle of this fight your ass too, right? I don't think you want to do that because, like I said, and like they finna say, he don't play fair. He don't play fair.
As Mr. Trump is taking heat from some in his party for backing candidates, including election deniers, seen as too extreme for voters in key battlegrounds. With the conservative New York Post dubbing DeSantis "de future" on Tuesday, and this morning calling the former president Trumpty Dumpty, saying he had a big fall.
How? And when when he supposedly lost the election, nobody that he endorsed lost. Everybody won. Right? Didn't nobody that had key houses, governors and shit like that didn't lose. Everybody who he supported wasn't gonna win. You know what I'm saying? They act like he was supposed to be undefeated, right? And everybody want to blame it on Trump. But Trump was doing his best. He was out there rallying. He was doing commercials. I mean, what more can one man do? Right? You saw they had to come with Joe Biden, they had to come with Barack Obama, they had to come with Michelle Obama, they came with Hillary Clinton, right? They came with Bill Clinton, right? Who do we come with? Donald Trump. We didn't come with nobody else. That's all. Look, people don't understand how much pressure is on Donald Trump, right? They can call 5 or 6 people, 7, 8 people, 10, 20 people, actors, rappers, all that old shit. The only person the Republican Party can call is Donald Trump. He can't be everywhere. You got Hillary Clinton campaigning in one place. You got Barack Obama campaigning in one place. Huh? You got Michelle Obama campaigning somewhere else. Right? You got Bill Clinton over here. Right? You got these rappers. I mean, come on. They could be in 6 different places. You got one person that draws the crowd for the Republican Party, Donald Trump. You got to be in Florida this day, in Texas this day, in North Carolina. Come on, it's only one Trump. If it was 5 or 6 motherfucking Trumps, the Republicans would be winning. Because he could be at 5 or 6 different places delivering the same message. But it's only one. DeSantis can't do that. If it was, why DeSantis didn't go around? Huh? Why Pence didn't go around and do that shit, right? Why they don't blame none of the people that Pence lost and talk about how Donald Trump was undefeated damn near in the Republican primaries? Huh? Talking about he made a fall how? How did he make a fall? And when he out of office, his numbers about people who vote for him against Joe Biden or him against any other Republican or Democrat has rose. Now all of a sudden, one election, all of Donald Trump credibility and all of Donald Trump supporters and all of Donald Trump history we supposed to forget and don't support? That don't even make sense, nuts. You're looking out the donation, nuts. What nuts say? Trump should be the Speaker of the House. He should be. Right? He should be, because if he's the Speaker of the House, everybody, every person, it ain't, what happens is, right, the slim majority becomes a major majority because ain't nobody gonna vote against Donald Trump, right? So if he wanted to go, and I don't think Donald Trump, ain't nobody. I think the senator is gonna be strong, and the House is gonna be strong because I think the policy is gonna come from Donald Trump. And if Donald Trump say vote on him, guess what? Damn it, they're gonna vote on him. So it's not gonna be Kevin McCarthy running that House. He's not going to be the majority leader. Why you think Trump brought him in Mar-a-Lago and shit like that? And they had that meeting where they said, oh, Kevin McCarthy is kissing his ass. No, Donald Trump was getting ready. Hey, you know who run this shit, right? Huh? He not pulling the Santo. He pulled him in like, you know who run this shit, right? When this majority shit come, right? Hey, we're going to go American first policies. Don't worry about the numbers. I'm going to get the votes. Huh? DeSantis didn't do that. DeSantis is disrespectful. Remember, he was riding the bench. He was way in the back until Donald Trump handpicked him. They said the other person was going to kick his ass in the primary, right? Because the other person was well-known, businessman, politician. The other person was going to kick his ass in the primary. Guess what? DeSantis won by 20 points, right? Then they said he was going to lose to the black dude in Florida, the Democrat, and he barely won that. But guess what? He wasn't going to win that. He wasn't even supposed to win the governorship because, remember, this is a toss-up state. This is a toss-up state, so it could have went any way, and they thought the Democrat was going to win. Guess what? Trump pulled him over the line. And this is how you treat Donald Trump? This is how you thank Donald Trump? By not saying you're not going to run against him? That's disrespectful.
Now you're seeing Mr. Trump overnight trying to deflect blame that he's getting by pointing to the scoreboard, basically looking at the many candidates he endorsed who did win.
And I thought that he could have been more gracious, but that's up to him.
5.7 million to 4.6 million. Just asking. God, it's so good.
She commented on herself. Look. She commented on herself, right? She like Donald Trump is so vicious with his words, right? And vicious with his tweets, right? Because he back on Twitter now, basically, right? It done made her wet. She want more. She want more. More!
It's so good. Yes. Please post more.
DeSantis visited Trump at the White House and Mar-a-Lago. In April last year, Trump even suggested DeSantis could be his running mate in 2024.
Remember that? Is DeSantis, I know it's politics, right? But DeSantis, you got to know your role. Everybody thought that. Everybody thought it was going to be DeSantis Trump. People was already posting it. Donald Trump thought that. Donald Trump thought, hey, you're going to be vice president for 4 years, and I'm going to bring you in, and you're going to have another 8 years, so you'll be traded under me, right? And it'll be easier transfer, right? Let me go ahead and do this. You put your support behind me, like I put my support behind you, right? Everybody thought DeSantis was going to be vice president. Everybody. I still was hoping it. I'm still hoping he come to terms to be vice president. Then he'll be a damn good vice president and then president, right? DeSantis need to play his role. Come on, DeSantis, if you're listening, if somebody can get a hold of DeSantis, tell that nigga to holler at Trump so he can get that vice president role. So we can have, instead of 4 more years, we can get 12 more fucking years. Do the math, right? Because then you can train somebody and you can pass the torch on to them. But let Trump train you so it'll be an easy access. Because Trump gonna have this country good. And you can do a lot of stuff, right, up under Donald Trump that'll get your fucking politics up and get your experience up that you ain't got right now. You don't have no foreign experience. He only got experience in Florida. That's it.
I don't know how DeSantis is going to do on a national stage. There's just no clue about it so far, and he has had some really surprising, I wouldn't call them stumbles, but they've been kind of cringeworthy moments. That ad that he put out with him in a fighter jet and the jacket, and there are things that he has taken that, you know, novice candidates do on the national stage that look strange.
Huh? Why is CNN taking up for Donald Trump? Could somebody tell me that? Why is CNN taking up for Donald Trump and Fox is taking up for DeSantis? Huh? These are CNN saying, hey, Trump, this dude's a little strange, he's a little weird. Right? He don't have the experience. He just said he don't have the experience on the world stage. He don't. Donald Trump do. Huh?
Mr. Trump's own advisors are urging him to hold off on a presidential announcement ahead of the all-important Georgia runoff next month.
I'm advising the president to hold off until after the Georgia race.
And now the former president being called out by his former vice president, Mike Pence, for Mr. Trump's actions on January 6th.
Now all of a sudden Mike Pence want to come out the bushes. You know, he trying to make a presidential run. He got a book he write. He been on the book tour. See how his book do. But he want to come out against Donald Trump too. Right? Mike Pence, you going to get destroyed. Don't do it. I mean, we don't care if Mike Pence get destroyed. Right? Go ahead and do it, Mike Pence, so you can get destroyed. But DeSantis, don't do it because we need you, DeSantis. We need you, DeSantis. Don't commit political suicide, DeSantis. We love you, DeSantis. Don't do it.
Pence, in a Wall Street Journal op-ed ahead of his new book, detailing the dramatic events of that day and criticizing Mr. Trump for encouraging election denials in the lead up to the violence.
It's not a sure bet that he's going to be able to take Trump on, and he's really the only person who at the moment is seen as existing in Trump's lane. Trump is willing to do and say things that no other candidate is willing to say, and I'm...
Do you hear that? Trump is willing to do and say shit that no other candidates would do. So DeSantis, don't go there. He knows shit about you, DeSantis. Do not go there. Whatever you thought in your mind, whatever you thought was possible, whatever these people pumping you up to do not go there. CNN is telling you, watch fake news, DeSantis. They telling you, don't watch Fox on this one. Watch fake news. Watch CNN. Watch the Young Turks. Watch them. Don't watch Fox and think your ass is going to win because you're not. You're going to get slaughtered.
And I'm not sure DeSantis is either.
Pence, like DeSantis, may have his eye on the White House in the near future, but Mr. Trump seems to be more concerned about the Florida governor, posting on his social media site, shouldn't it be said that in 2020, I got 1.1 million more votes in Florida than Ron D got this year? Just asking.
That's why I say, look, but you got Fox, right? He just asked him, right? I got way more votes, right? And most of them votes was my votes that you got, right? And I bring more motherfuckers out. Right? And the rally and all this sort of shit. We ain't never saw the Santos rally. Have you saw the Santos rally? How many people? Cars from miles away, people sleeping for days. Have you saw that? I haven't. But why is Fox, right, pumping up the Santos and not Trump?
And here he is last night, and I want you to listen to the chanting. They're not chanting 4 more years. They're chanting 2 more years, which means they're encouraging him to run for president.
Whoever wins the GOP presidential primary would likely go up against President Biden. Our Kristen Welker asking him about a possible Trump-DeSantis showdown.
It'll be fun watching them take on each other.
Right. You're never going to out-Trump Trump. DeSantis is going to go about as far as you can, but he still has a backstop and I think has a moral compass that keeps him from going too far.
No. Oh, sing it.
I want everybody singing, okay? Let's do it.
All right, we got to sing it first.
Okay, everybody, ready? Come on. 1, 2.
This is Hispanics in Florida, right, at a Trump rally. Right? They don't do this for DeSantis.
3, come on.
Still, somewhere along the way, their relationship seemed to sour. And now, with Trump apparently accelerating his plan for another presidential run, 2 people who recently spoke to him told CNN the former president has complained about DeSantis.
And at the end of the day, to Maggie's point, there's a lot to like about DeSantis if you're a Republican, but there's a lot of unknowns. He does not have a sophisticated political operation the way that other potential candidates do. I would argue Mike Pence has a much more sophisticated political operation, and he's known for being very weak on retail politics, which has always been a big part of running. The only person who can get away with not being good at that is Trump.
The only person who can get away with that is Trump, right? But he not faking. Donald Trump is real about his, right? But if other people got better policies, right? Like you wouldn't I wouldn't say Mike Pence, right? You wouldn't put DeSantis against what's the nigga name? You wouldn't put him against a couple of people, right? In the Republican Party, right? You put a couple of people. You would put Tim Scott before him, right? You would put Rand Paul before him, probably. Right? I would put Ted Cruz before him. Right? It's lots of people I would put before DeSantis. Right? It's lots of people that I know that do good besides DeSantis. Right? But Florida's, like these ladies saying, you don't know his policies. He weak on shit, right? You just know what he done in Florida. We don't know what he done in Florida. All we know is Florida, the Hispanic population, right, went to the Republican Party, and all of a sudden he get more votes. It's easy to do the math. I don't know why Fox ain't pointing that out, but they pointing out how much America love DeSantis.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I will vote
for Donald Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump.
Indicating he was ungrateful. Trump still believes he's responsible for DeSantis being elected governor here in Florida in 2018.
Because he's got 100% name ID, he's a massive celebrity. So I think he's overhyped. I think he's peaking very early, and the hits are going to keep coming.
Huh? So don't go for him. The hits are going to come, right? You're peaking too early. Remember, you only been really popping for 2 years. Right? Since Donald Trump brought your ass and helped you become governor. You only been cracking for 2 years, DeSantis. Donald Trump been cracking since the 80s. Don't go against him. Huh? As Hispanics say. I will vote for Donald Trump. Sing it with him. I will vote for Donald Trump.
At the core of Trump's ire seems to be DeSantis' growing popularity and his refusal since last year to say he won't run against Trump.
That's all you got to say. That's all DeSantis got to say. I won't run against Trump. That's all he got to say. That's why Trump mad. Just say you won't run against me. You got all these fake news, CNN, Fox News, and all these motherfuckers saying you gonna beat me, you gonna run against me. Just say you're not gonna run against me and I can stop this shit. If not, I gotta keep on going. I will vote for Donald Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump.
No, they want to cancel.
He also was irked by a DeSantis robocall endorsing a Republican Senate candidate in Colorado who vowed to actively campaign against another Trump presidential run.
Hello, this is Florida Governor.
He got his, remember Joe O'Day? He got his ass smoked. Why nobody talking about the Republicans Desantis was endorsing? All them motherfuckers lost. DeSantis thought he had power. He was going endorsing motherfuckers, right? And look at the motherfucker he endorsed. Remember, he won, right? And he got his ass smoked, right, in Colorado. He got his ass smoked. But ain't nobody talking about that. Everybody DeSantis promoted, besides the people in Florida that Donald Trump was promoting, got their ass smoked. They don't tell you about that shit. Go look up the list of DeSantis endorsements and see how they done. Not the ones in Florida, because the ones, the teachers and all that shit, they won, right? But look all the governors and senators that they ass got smoked. They don't want to talk about that.
Governor Ron DeSantis, America needs strong leadership, and desperately. That's why I'm endorsing Joe O'Day for U.S. Senate.
There was also this moment at DeSantis' debate with his Democratic opponent, Charlie Crist.
Yes or no, Ron? Will you serve a full 4-year term if you're reelected governor of Florida? It's not a tough question. It's a fair question. He won't tell you.
Donald Trump may have to beat Ron.
Hey, look. And think about this, right? Look. This is at a damn Ron DeSantis event. They asking people from Florida. If Donald, I know you voting for Ron DeSantis, but if Ron DeSantis is going against Donald Trump in Florida, who you gonna vote for? In Florida, right? Let's see what they say.
Ron DeSantis in a primary to get the nomination. Who would you support, Trump versus DeSantis?
Trump.
Trump.
I'm Trump.
Sing it. She gonna sing it. She will vote for Donald Trump. She will vote for Donald Trump.
Trump's my president, and DeSantis will be my next president.
That's what I'm talking about.
You saw Michael's video there. He asked in Florida, and he asked a ton of people on tape and not on tape, okay, Trump or DeSantis? Every single one of them said Trump.
Oh, every one of them. She love her freedom. They love their freedom. For Donald Trump. To the right. I will vote for Donald Trump. Did you hear that? Everybody off camera and on camera say, I will vote for Donald Trump. Huh? In Florida. What is fake news talking about? What is Fox News talking about? Huh? I ain't saying fake news on this one, because fake news is telling the truth. But what is Fox talking about? People in Florida say, I will vote for Donald Trump. Huh? You hear that, Tom? I told you, Tom. I told you, Tom, I was going to do it, Tom. I will vote. You hear that song? You hear that song, Tom? You're going to be singing that song later, Tom. I will vote for Donald Trump. I know Tom going to be singing that shit later. Dun, 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 dun. Huh, Sergeant Mo? Sing it with me, Sergeant. I'm going to have to rewind that shit with Sergeant Mo one more time, right? So we can sing it with me, right? You ready, Sergeant Mo? When it come back on, we got to sing it.
My next president.
Come back on.
You saw Michael's video.
Get ready, Tom. Get ready, Tom.
He asked in Florida, and he asked a ton of people on tape and not on tape, okay, Trump or DeSantis? Every single one of them said Trump.
Hey. You love your freedom, Tom. Hit it, Tom. Put down the Trump. Get it, Sergeant Mo. To the right. 160. Put down the Trump.
Trump called the endorsement a big mistake on his Truth Social platform. 3 days later, Trump announced plans to rally in Florida with Senator Marco Rubio. A source told CNN DeSantis was not invited.
I think I would go with Trump. What about Ron DeSantis if he runs against him?
He'll have my support, but Trump is number one.
You would have my support, but Trump is number one. In Florida, you can't fuck with it. Come on, don't turn the Florida people against Ron DeSantis. Don't do it. Don't do it. You think about this. He will end his political career because you're going to turn the people of Florida against Ron DeSantis. Every one of them said Donald Trump. It wasn't no 90%. It wasn't no 80%. It wasn't no 99%. It was 100%. You can't. I will support, I support DeSantis, but not against Donald Trump. Come on. What kind of shit is that? I support Tim Scott. I love the shit out of Tim Scott, but not against Donald Trump. No, I can't do it. I'm not about to do it. Look, I love a lot of people in the Trump administration, right? But I can't do it. I can't go against the Trump administration. I can't go against Donald Trump and nobody in the Trump administration. Mike Pompeo, I like Mike Pompeo, but I can't go with him. I can't fuck with you, Mike. Not over Donald Trump. Huh? I can't do it. There's lots of people I love, right? There's lots of people I love, but I can't do it. Can't do it. I love what you call the nigga name? I love Ted Cruz. I love Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz my nigga. I love Ted Cruz. But not against motherfucking Donald Trump. No, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Right? And Florida sorry too. That's why I say Fox need to stop this shit, right? The governor need to stop this shit, right? That he need to stop this. He have the opportunity to stop this. DeSantis, you need to hurry up and say, I'm not throwing my hat in. Because not, the attack's gonna keep on coming and he gonna destroy you like he destroyed every fucking body else.
Without a doubt.
Still, DeSantis has made inroads with some of the wealthiest Republican donors who also helped finance Trump's campaigns. The Florida governor also has become a regular on Fox, where he was asked about a possible White House run in June.
If he runs, do you run? How do you make that decision?
Nice try, man. We're here talking, having fun here, so it's all good.
Huh? He not turning it down. You hear that 160 road? Just turn it down. Turn down the fade. Say you don't want to fight. It's not making you a small man to say, hey, that's the homie. I don't want to fight the homie. I can wait. I can fight whoever else they put out there. I don't want to fight the homie. I can help the homie out. I can run with the homie. Right? Because look, all the Florida people want 2 more years for him. They don't give a fuck if Ron DeSantis was the goal, right? And try and run under Donald Trump, right? Let's say worst case scenario they was to lose. He would still have a home in Florida, right? But if you go up against Donald Trump, and let's say worst case scenario you lose, I don't know where your home will be at anymore. Because what the shit Donald Trump gonna do to you, right, in the primary, right? What he gonna do to you in the primary and the city gonna expose and all that other stuff is not gonna be pretty. You can't go back if Donald Trump exposed you in the primary and you lose and you can't run for president. Your career is gonna be over. Everyone knows it, even my pillow.
The whole country wants Donald Trump, and it's nothing against DeSantis or any of the others, but they want our real president Donald Trump back in. That's what they want.
Our very own Michael Shore went to Miami, Florida to talk to Trump supporters about who they would prefer in a Republican primary between Trump and DeSantis. And even though this is in Florida, as you can tell, the majority of people who answered, I believe actually every single person who answered Michael's question did in fact want Trump over DeSantis. So I don't know how it's going to play out for sure, but if I had to bet money on it, I just don't see Ron DeSantis having the characteristics necessary to kind of overwhelm, or more importantly, outdo Donald Trump on a debate stage.
Leading Republican candidate.
Because remember, all these people couldn't do it, right? Remember, all these people is way better than your boy Santos. They way better than him. Donald Trump destroyed all of them.
For president are at their podiums. They are ready.
First of all, Rand Paul shouldn't even be on this stage. In Wisconsin, you're losing $2.2 billion. And when the people of Iowa found that out, I went to #1 and you went down the tubes. I promise if I wanted it, I would have got it.
For anybody on this stage.
I was a businessman. I got along with Clinton. I got along with everybody. That was my job, to get along with people.
Whatever he does on a debate stage, like, that's the only thing my mind goes to, because the debate stage is...
You don't want to fuck with Donald Trump on that debate stage, right? Joe Biden didn't want to fuck with him right on the debate stage. They would let Donald Trump do his thing. He would have done his thing. You don't want to fuck with him. He would destroy your career, DeSantis. Don't do it. Let Mike Pence be the sacrificial lamb. Don't do it. Let Liz Cheney be the sacrificial lamb. Do not do it, Mike Pence. Do not do it, Ron DeSantis. You don't want to fuck with him on that debate stage.
Is where Trump crushed all of the greatest contenders, according to conventional wisdom in Washington, right?
Marco Rubio.
Out on the campaign trail, Trump has been goading Cruz about whether Cruz, who was born in Canada, is actually eligible to run for president.
He was actually a citizen of Canada until 15 months ago, which a lot of people don't understand. And that's a big problem.
Right, exactly. Like, and he did it so easily. So I don't know how that would play out. Well, if I had to bet money on it, Ron DeSantis, I feel like, would not do well on a debate stage up against Trump because
you don't want to do it, Ron DeSantis. Fake news is saying this. Why Fox News is not saying this? Fox News want to see DeSantis get destroyed? Why is fake news saying it? The haters saying it, right? But the Fox News ain't saying it. Fox News popping up, oh, he's going to be the great, he's going to be the next, he's the future. They saying you're going to get destroyed. Look what he done to the so-called greats. The Clintons, the Bushes, the Obamas, really. Look what he done to the greats. The Cheneys. Look what he done to the greats. He ended their career.
because Trump is just dirty.
And he'd be a chaos president.
Jeb doesn't really believe I'm unhinged. He said that very simply because he has failed in this campaign. It's been a total disaster. Nobody cares. And frankly, I'm the most solid person up here. I built a tremendous company, and all I want to do is make America great again. I didn't want to, excuse me, 1 second.
No.
I didn't want to,
Jeb, you cannot take
more energy tonight. I like that. Wrong. Don't make things up, Jeb. Don't
cut me off.
Come on, don't make things up. I will get along, I think, with Putin, and we will have a much more stable world. We need to build a wall, and it has to be built quickly.
Donald Trump's hitting a nerve in this country. And for people that want to just tune him out, they're making a mistake.
It was likely many tuned in just to see Trump and the...
Many queued in just to see Trump. People only come to rallies to see Trump. People was only watching the debates to see Trump. They wasn't watching they was watching the Democratic debate to see what they was gonna say about Donald Trump. Donald Trump was the main topic in the Democratic debate. They had more questions about Donald Trump than they had about the war, foreign policies, the police. I mean, anything. They had more Donald Trump questions and answers at the Democratic debate than any fucking thing, People turned into the national Republican debate, right, because of Donald Trump. They didn't know no Ted Cruz. They didn't know Rand Paul. They didn't know Marco Rubio. They didn't know Jeb Bush. They knew Donald motherfucking Trump, right? And guess what? Donald Trump lived up to the hype. He tore all their ass up, ended all of their career. Guess what? And all of them kiss his ass now. Now, I ain't saying kiss his ass literally, right? But instead of them, right, talking all that shit, all of them like Donald Trump is great. I support Donald Trump, right? They kissing his ass now.
Unprecedented 10-candidate Fox News debate stage attracted 5,000 strong to the Quicken Loans Arena.
And also has charisma and while I agree with you that oftentimes Trump can be unintentionally funny, he's also intentionally funny.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account.
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't.
He just doesn't have courage. There's something missing from our president. It's a terrible statement. I think it's going to haunt him absolutely. I was watching and he said the statement and I said, wow, I can't believe it. I think she's got a beautiful face and I think she's a beautiful woman.
I mean, they're all they don't know how to fight him. They don't know how to be vicious. In fact, when I tell them to be vicious, they're going to yell at me, Cenk, you're being too uncivil.
I hear your wife is a lovely woman.
She is.
I
She's
don't
fantastic.
know her, and this
She
is
is
a total
absolutely the love of my life, and she's right here. And why don't you apologize for her?
No, I won't
right
do that
now.
because I said nothing wrong. I only say this. She can't run any of my companies. I am not sitting in the United States Senate with, by the way, the worst voting record there is today.
Hey, you don't want to mess with Donald Trump in a debate. Ron DeSantis, save yourself. Save your career. You don't hear about none of these candidates really no more, right? Don't do it. Do not do it. The only ones you hear about is the ones Donald Trump support. Donald Trump didn't support Jeb Bush, right? Jeb Bush is still young. He didn't think about running for president again, huh? He ended their career. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Your brother and your brother's administration gave us Barack Obama because it was such a disaster those last 3 months that Abraham Lincoln couldn't have been elected.
But if you get into a mud match with him, yeah, he's the bigger pig. He'll win in that battle.
Donald, you're not going to be able to insult your way to the presidency. That's not going to happen. And I do have the strength.
I'm at 42 and you're at 3, so
Doesn't matter.
far I'm doing better.
Doesn't matter.
So far I'm doing better.
Ron DeSantis don't want to do this. He was cool in the debate with the other dude because he wasn't Donald Trump. You do not want to do this, especially when Donald Trump got secrets on you. Donald Trump say, I know more about you than your wife. Do not do it. Didn't you hear what Donald Trump said? Right? You don't want this treatment. It's fair game. He's doing this to Republicans. What do you think he's going to do to you, DeSantis? What do you think he's going to do to you? He's doing this. Look, they said Donald Trump destroyed the greatest, right, supposed to be debaters ever in one run. The Clintons, the Obamas, basically, right? The Cheneys, right? Right? The other motherfuckers, right? From Arizona, I forgot people, but he destroyed this. He destroyed all these people. Like Ted Cruz was supposed to be the debate champ. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to win awards for it, right? We know all Ron Paul is excellent with this shit. Jeb Bush is supposed to be from a family full of politicians. He destroyed all 10 of them, right? I mean, it was more than that, but he destroyed all of them. Don't do it, DeSantis. He didn't just look. He didn't just. I mean, Marco Rubio and all of them. I mean, I know they probably still mad, but he didn't just destroy them. He annihilated them. Like, he was the show. They tuned in to see what would Donald Trump say next. He know how to be vicious. He know how to be funny. He know how to expose you. Right? He knew secrets. He go places you don't want to go. He's not playing nice. You don't want to do this to Santos. Right? You don't want to do it to yourself. You hear what the Young Turks are saying about this nigga? Like, he don't play fair. Look, it's like the Young Turks is sad for him. They're like, don't do it to Santos. They feeling bad for the Santos. They're like, please, man. Do you know who Donald Trump is? Do you know what he do to people?
So he's not going to run against this guy. This guy's going to shred any Republican who runs against him.
Her account has several.
But they first had to survive the night. As expected, the primary target was frontrunner Donald Trump.
I don't think you heard me. You're having a hard time tonight.
Who has upended the race and left previously strong contenders like Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker in the dust.
If he wins, and the Democrats are 200% incompetent, he'll just do this and knock him over and win.
right? Can't no Democrat mess with him. Can't no Republican mess with him, right? And they know this. Why is fake news saying this? Like, Donald Trump is going to, like, basically, he's too vicious for everybody, right? Don't do it.
Any of these dumbass Democrats run, he'll slaughter them.
All right. This guy lied. Let me just tell you, this guy lied about Ben Carson when he took votes away from Ben Carson in Iowa. And he just continues. This guy will say anything. Nasty guy. Now I know why he doesn't have one endorsement from any of his colleagues.
All right, John, I get to respond.
Pick from the buffet there. He's a nasty guy. Beating him awfully badly in the polls.
But you're not beating Hillary.
So
but you're not beating Hillary.
Well, then if I can't beat her, you're really going to get killed, aren't you?
They didn't want to mess with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is too vicious. That's why whoever in Florida, right? We need to go ahead and run a campaign because we want Ron DeSantis to stay alive. We need that Ron DeSantis for the future. We need Ron DeSantis to become president one day. We don't need his career ended. Look how these people are sounding about Ron DeSantis. They feel sorry for him. They damn near feel to cry. Look at him. He finna fucking cry.
So, as a matter of political strategy, what he's doing right now is totally correct.
So let me ask you this, because you're really getting beaten badly. I know you're embarrassed. I know you're embarrassed, but keep fighting. Keep swinging, man. Swing for the fences. This is...
Look, they said what Donald Trump is doing is politically correct. It's politically correct. Right? Yeah, like we know, right? We know what Donald Trump is doing is not legal. I mean, not legal. It's legal, but it's vicious. It's vicious. It's too vicious. Just don't mess with DeSantis, please. I love you. We need you, man. We're gonna have to hold a something, you know what I'm saying? Because we can't let DeSantis do it to himself. He will destroy you, man.
This is the man that was a managing general partner at Lehman Brothers when it went down the tubes and almost took every one of us with us, including Ben and myself. He was such a nice guy. And he said, oh, I'm never going to attack. But then his poll numbers tanked. That's why he's on the end. And he got nasty.
Plan. You don't want to do it. DeSantis, you don't want to get destroyed. He's going to destroy you, your wife, and he don't care how he destroy wives and families, right? He don't play fair, right? Because this is politics. You're not going to try to play fair with him. But what can you say about Donald Trump that ain't already been said? We don't know nothing about you. He gonna bring out shit like, oh, I didn't know that about DeSantis. Oh, right? You're gonna get destroyed because you're gonna have to have more than one debate with him, right? You got to have like a couple of them with him, and he's gonna destroy you, man.
Planned Parenthood. You went on television and said Planned Parenthood does wonderful things and we should not defund them.
It does do wonderful things, but not as it relates to abortion.
So tell me, what are the wonderful things? What are the wonderful things it does?
Look. You see, and Ted Cruz is a debate champ. Think about this. Ted Cruz is a debating champ, and Donald Trump is totally destroying him. Donald Trump had to pull DeSantis off the bench, right? He's dealing with people that's running for president, right? That probably would have made president if Donald Trump wasn't running, right? Got charisma, all that shit, right? But he going against people that he ain't never been a politician before, and he just totally destroyed the whole field. What do you think he gonna do to one person?
There are wonderful things having to do with women's health.
You see, you and I disagree on that.
Not when it comes to abortion.
Look how he look. He can't even talk. Look, Ted Cruz can't even talk. He's totally dominating Ted Cruz, right? And Ted Cruz got way more personality, way more debating skills, right? and shit like that. It got way more snapback than DeSantis. Come on. If you gonna put DeSantis up against Ted Cruz, I pick Ted Cruz any day of the week. Huh? Any day of the week, I got Ted. Put DeSantis against Tim Scott. Huh? Any day of the week, I got Tim Scott. Give me Tim Scott over DeSantis on a debate. Huh? Any day you want. Right? But he totally destroyed. Give me Rand Paul over DeSantis in the debate. Huh? He totally destroyed Ted Cruz. Right?
Abortion. That's where I
John, the reason
how I know that.
Hold on, gentlemen. I'm going to turn this car around.
John Roberts, Ted Cruz, with your brother, wanted John Roberts to be in the United States Supreme Court. They both pushed him. He twice approved Obamacare.
All right, gentlemen.
Good going.
Trump remained resolute on the need to secure the southern border.
If it weren't for me, you wouldn't even be talking about illegal immigration, Chris. You wouldn't even be talking about it.
And how true is that? If Donald Trump wouldn't brought up illegal immigration in all these debates and brought up a wall, how many people would be talking about the immigration problem right now? How many people be talking about the border right now? They wasn't talking about the border on Fox News before Donald Trump came. They wasn't flying cameras and had a special camera and a special reporter on the news every day reporting how many people came over the border when the Obama administration was out. Huh? They weren't reporting the deaths. They weren't reporting the drugs. Huh? It's because Donald Trump brought all that shit out that the world is talking about that shit. That's one thing he don't get credit for. Immigration been going on for a long ass time, but it's never been a big of a situation, and people have never noticed the problem until Donald Trump came in office. Then everybody, oh, immigration, oh, right. That's when the shit came out. Right? Like Donald Trump say, you sons of bitches wouldn't even be talking about immigration if it wasn't for me. Huh? It ain't never been really big in a debate. Gay marriage was, all the other shit, foreign policy was, taxes was, all that shit. But immigration ain't never been a big problem until Donald Trump talked about it. Like he said, you sons of bitches wouldn't even be talking about immigration if it wasn't for me. How many people can say he lying? Huh? How many people can say he lying? Immigration only been big for these last 4 years. It's been good to local people, right? But on the national stage, we knew about it, but the national stage didn't know about it. Now everybody talking about border states and people know about dreamers and all those shit is because of Donald Trump. Right? Everybody has a little shit about the dreamers and all that shit, but it wasn't big. We talking about border security. It ain't nobody been talking about border security, right? Until Donald Trump came along. Nobody. Right? Ain't nobody on this stage, Jeb Bush, George Bush, right? Ted Cruz, none of them talked about it. None of them had policies on the border until Donald Trump came. Right? He started this shit. He's the original of this shit. Not everybody want to come with a policy. Everybody want to say the border. Huh? Where everybody was at before Donald Trump was trying to say the border. Where everybody was at when Donald Trump was talking about border security. Before it, right? And you had bitches had all these years to do it. Right? It's because of Donald Trump that your boy DeSantis able to talk about border security, right? He wasn't ever talking about no border security, right? He been in the city. What is his fucking record on border security? What is his record on immigration, huh? That's probably something Donald Trump got on his ass. You talking about this immigration shit now, but what is your record on immigration? Did I happen to change it? Huh? When you was riding with the MAGA agenda? Huh? Teaching your daughter how to build bricks and walls and shit in your commercials? Huh? That's when you decided that you wanted to be. Come on, man. Did you want to have an immigration policy? What's your record before you was making America great again? I'm not on DeSantis. I'm just saying, don't get exposed to Santos.
This is what's wrong with this debate. We're not talking about real issues. And Mr. Trump, we don't need an apprentice in the White House. We don't need an apprentice in the White House. We have one right now.
Walker and former Florida Governor Jeb Bush programs.
I know, but why did you say it? I heard it myself. Why did you say
child
it?
support. We increased child support.
You said you're going to cut funding for women's health issues. You said it.
Record.
Yeah, except you said it.
Carly Fiorina, a former Hewlett-Packard CEO who was relegated to the second tier in business. But New Jersey Governor Chris Christie,
I've created 10.
What the hell? I meant to fast forward, but you see that Donald Trump is also the only successful businessman because, like I said, is there any multi-millionaires on that stage? Is there any multi-billionaires on that stage? Is there anybody on that stage knew that they can lose money when they president, right? Everybody on that stage knows there's a possibility they can get money. Donald Trump is the only person on that stage can lose money by being president. Think about it. Out of all 10 candidates, Donald Trump is the only candidate on that stage is going to lose money and lose a fortune by becoming president. He's the only one to sacrifice on that stage. He's the only one paying for his own campaign on that stage, right? And he ran on making America great again, bringing more black voters, bringing more Hispanic voters into the party. All the black voters. Think about this. Even the black voters. All the black voters done left the Democratic Party in Florida, right? Who you think they voted for? They voted for Desantis.
Tens of thousands of jobs. And in all due respect, and actually some of these folks I really like a lot, but I'm the only one that can say that.
My name was my name was mentioned twice.
Well, hold on. We're going to bring this into the dirt. I did not nominate John Roberts. I would not have nominated John Roberts.
You pushed him.
I supported him.
You worked with him and you pushed him. Why do you lie?
Donald,
why do you
adults
lie?
learn not to interrupt each other.
Why do you lie?
Donald learned.
You pushed him.
Donald, adults learn not to interrupt each other.
Yeah, I know. You're an adult.
Right. Too uncivil. No. And so DeSantis has said he's not going to run if Trump runs. And I believe him 100%. He's scared of Trump. Everybody's scared of Trump. And by the way, when Trump says that he made DeSantis, that's actually totally true.
Everybody knows it's totally true. Fake news know it's totally true. He made DeSantis. He made him. Right? Them females knew he made DeSantis. Fake news made DeSantis. Why Fox News ain't reporting that he made DeSantis? Come on, Fox.
So he's a pathological liar, but on that, we're the fairest show in America. He's totally right about that. No, he doesn't. I mean, he's already signaling preemptive surrender. And DeSantis doesn't get it. He doesn't. Trump's a fascist. And so DeSantis is like, said to insiders, it's okay, I'll just run in 28. What's the big deal? I'm young anyway. Yeah, if there is an election in 28, okay, they think that Trump's going to leave. Did it look like he wanted to leave last time? Oh, no, Cenk, you don't know. There's a limit of 2 terms for the presidency. Oh, really? Yeah, no, I'm aware of that. Does Trump look like he cares about any law? Does he look like he cares about the Constitution? What planet are you guys on? He's not going to leave. He's not going to leave.
And let me tell you why he say that, right? Let me tell you why he say that, right? I'm going to tell you why he say that. He said Trump is not going to leave, right? Because in the Constitution, it was stipulated in the Constitution, right? And it's not the law that you can only run for 2 terms, right? You know what I'm saying? Because it's been president that ran for 3 terms, right? I forgot what president it was. He ran for like 4 terms or something like that, right? And he kept on getting elected. And they put a law in, right? You only can run for a certain amount of terms, right? Now, the Constitution, now, since it wasn't stipulated in the original Constitution that a president could only serve 2 terms, right? It could also be overturned or voted out. I don't know the procedure, right? But it could also be voted in or voted out, right? So actuality, a president actually can run for more than 2 terms. That's why, like, hey man, you think President Donald Trump want to leave? That's why, like, hey man, we're going to drag Donald Trump out. That's why they be hitting at it for a long time. Like, he don't want to leave. He want to be a dictator. And Donald Trump is like 12 more years. Just think about it, right? Vladimir Putin. This thing if the rule was to change, right? And Vladimir Putin and President Xi and all the motherfuckers knew they had to deal with Donald Trump for another 10 years. They be like, oh, imagine motherfucking Germany and Mexico. Imagine what kind of border would be built in 10 motherfucking years. Donald Trump talking about executing motherfucking drug dealers. Imagine the drug crisis would be like in America, right? This motherfucker talking about executing motherfuckers and shit. So it'll be some changes over here in America. So he's a fascist. He wanted to be a ruler forever. Nah, that'd be actually good, right? You know what I'm saying? If the president is good, keep voting his ass back in until his ass fuck up, then vote his ass out. They do it in every other country. Every other country, you can be president 5 motherfucking times. You can come back, you know what I'm saying, keep coming like, oh, you can come back and keep on being president. As long as your ass don't get voted out, your ass good. America's the only motherfucker like, man, you only get 2 terms, right? So imagine for all the so-called Barack Obama people to say, man, we could have had Barack Obama back. What if Barack Obama could have came back like, okay, I'm for running against Donald Trump, even though Barack Obama has to get slaughtered, right? I'm like, nah, we ain't going for that gay shit no more, right? Just think about it, right? You just keep voting until the economy is doing good, right? You just keep on voting the same motherfucker in because the economy doing good. But the other people should get term limits. People up under that should get term limits. But they said Donald Trump is a fascist. He wanted to be president for 35 years. And people keep on voting for his ass too. Like the economy booming, right? We ain't in war because what if he become president this time, right? Y'all gonna be like, nah, not no 4 more years. We're gonna need about 8. We ain't finished this shit. We're gonna be, the economy gonna be booming. Every country, look, he gonna tell China to get the hell up out of Taiwan. He gonna tell the immigrants, your ass gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Back to Mexico. He gonna tell President Xi, stop playing with our money. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have it cracking over here. You gonna have it cracking. Every business is gonna be cracking. He gonna understand. He gonna have some kind of business plan to get people back on deck, right? He gonna hire police officers. Niggas ain't gonna be able to shoot people in the street no more like crazy and shit. He gonna have all kind of stuff, right? And it ain't gonna be no 87,000 IRS agents and shit. They ass gonna get fired. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get kicked out. These motherfuckers gotta go, right? So they saying Donald Trump is a dictator because they say he wanted to be president for a couple of more years. But shit, you can do it in Russia. Because look, they was waiting on Donald Trump not to be president, Ray, right? Just think if Donald Trump would have been president right now in 12, it wouldn't have been no wars for 12 more motherfucking years because they knew Donald Trump was crazy. The military would have been off the hook. Every nigga in the military would have been Top Gun or Rambo. You know what I'm saying? He'd have funded so much money in the military, niggas would have been like, fuck the NBA, I'm finna go to the military, right? He would have, look, you got Chinese, look, you think Donald Trump was watching TV, right? And he saw the Hispanic, the Chinese soldiers over there busting rocks on their head, right? Busting rocks on their head, hitting themselves with hammers and shit, running through glass, right? Then he saw the commercial with the Russians strapping up, waking up and shit, running out the hospital, dropping out of airplanes, right? Then Donald Trump saw our commercial, and like we saw a little gay girl with 2 mamas and shit. Like, what the fuck? She want to hop over walls. Then she want to go to the army, get a sex change and shit. Like, what kind of army is this? Like, we can't look. We gotta block this from China. We can't let China see no shit like this. Like China be like, man, fuck that. We just gonna invade. Like, you see what kind of commercials they got? You see they military? Motherfuckers getting sex changes. Let's just invade. We got motherfuckers running through glasses, busting their head with rocks, and they got people up there wanting to change and be a woman. Like, you know what? Let's go over there and whoop their ass. Like, they military is soft. The real people, all the Rambos, they not gonna let up in there because they say they're racist. So we ain't gotta worry about them niggas. We ain't gotta worry about no corn-fed niggas no more. We gotta worry about a man that used to be a woman that's not a man. You gotta call a different pronoun. They gonna fuck us up. Think about it. Like, if it come to a ground attack, like we send our military over there without the regular military, right? And we send them with the Joe Biden military, right? They be going over there with an American flag, you know what I'm saying, with a rainbow mixed in it and shit, with the LBG. Like, what the fuck, right? Like, they be getting captured and sucking their way out. Like, what the? It'd be messed up. Like, let's have a whole, like, yeah, everyone over there, like, they be having the gun be sounding gay. Pow, 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 pow. You're like, what the fuck? They be like, what are they shooting? Pow, pow, pow. We don't want to kill, we just want to tickle. Right? Nah, look. Like, we could use gay people for something, right? Like we could use gay people for something, right? Just think about it. You can be beating the shit out of a terrorist, right? Like, tell us the secrets. Like, no, I will not tell you the secrets. You know, my country, I will not sell out my country. Tell us the secrets, right? No, right? You know, you gonna pull out its eyelids. You know what I'm saying? You gonna pull out a hammer. You gonna burn it with acid. You're like, I don't care. My country, I love my country. Then you're like, okay, I know what to do. Bring in a sachet. Have a gay dude like, oh, so you don't want to give up the secrets? No, don't do it. Don't do it. So you don't want to give up the secrets? No, get away from me. Okay, I tell you. Get the gay man away from me. I don't want him to suck me up. Like, you can use gay people for something, right? Like, oh, bam, he shot. He poisoned. They hit him with a poison arrow. Where is that? I was right by my nuts. They shot me in the nuts with a poison arrow. Jerome, come over here and suck it out. Suck out the poison. Come and suck it out. They shot him with a poison dart in his nuts. Oh, you can use gay people for something. You can use them for decoy. Like, oh, you know what? We trapped. We cornered. What can we do? You know what? Dante, get out there in your bikini and distract them while we run. He got that desert bikini Muslim like, what the fuck is this? What the hell is this? Men with titties. Like, what is this? Everybody run out the cave and shit. He out there dancing with titties and shit, and the Muslims be confused. Like, what is this? What is this? Man with beard with titties. What is this? like, can we shoot him? Can we shoot him? What is this? What is this? Where are you?